Canada's done playing polite neighbor. Critics said Canadians just dropped the gloves, turning Trump's ambassador into a political piñata. Why? Because Pete Hoekstra, handpicked by Donald Trump, sent a letter to Canadian MP Charlie Angus. A letter that tried to soothe tensions, but instead detonated them. And Angus? He didn't send back a polite thank you card. He recorded a viral call-out that Canadians are now passing around like a hockey fight replay.
I want to personally extend my gratitude for your public words of condolence and support for Charlie Kirk and his family. I also thank you for your strong words condemning the horrific act of violence that took his life. Political violence of any kind has no place in the world. I appreciate your continued support for the shared values that define both our countries. I like that line. I appreciate your continued support for the shared values that define both of our countries. Sincerely, Ambassador Pete Hoekstra.
Sounds nice, right? But Angus torched the spin. Critics flagged that Hoekstra cherry-picked only the soft part, ignoring Angus's warning that MAGA operatives were already weaponizing Charlie Kirk's death to call for civil war. When a U.S. ambassador quotes you out of context, is that diplomacy or gaslighting?
But how right after he died, immediately the MAGA machine began to target political enemies and began to ramp up really dangerous rhetoric. Far-right nutter Laura Loomer talking about, going after all the left. What's all the left, Pete? I don't know. Steve Bannon, who's the Dark Lord of your movement, talking about the time was here now to take the blowtorch to the universities. What did the universities do, Pete? That's really concerning language.
Activists warn this is how Trump world works. Tragedy hits, and the grifters light the match. Angus compared it to Canada's own fight against fascism. And here's where the story turns savage. Angus reminded Hoekstra that Canadian farm boys from Regina stormed Normandy to free his family's homeland, the Netherlands.
Those Farmer Johns were the first ones to hit the beaches of Normandy, and they didn't stop until they freed your family in the Netherlands.
That's not a history lesson, that's a sledgehammer. Imagine being told your cushy ambassador gig exists because Canadians once bled for your people, and then being told, pack your bags.
You gotta understand, Pete, that's never, ever, ever going to happen. We are very passionate about the defense of democracy. So I'm gonna ask you politely, and out of respect for the beautiful letter you sent me, is not to make those false claims about our nation again, because we don't want to have to continue this bitter batter fight with MAGA when we want to get on with building a nation. And if America doesn't want to build a better nation and a better relationship with us, then we will look to Europe, and we will look to Mexico, and we will look to other democratic allies. But you are the neighbor that's on our unguarded border, and we now feel that you're no longer a friend, and you ceased being a friend a long time ago, so the gaslighting doesn't help.
So here's the question. When Canada's resistance leader invites Trump's ambassador out for beers, but also hints at packing his suitcase, is that diplomacy or the opening round of a fistfight? Either way, critics warned, the quiet neighbor just turned elbows up. Smash subscribe, drop a comment. Should Canada send Trump's ambassador packing? And share this with anyone who thinks Canadians don't fight back.